reviewing that video I just made about why populism hasn't worked, I sort of thought a little bit more actually, because usually I agree with the people who are complaining. I sort of agreed with Occupy Wall Street, but I also agreed with the Tea Party. I mean, there's points on either side that I agree with. I wouldn't say I agreed 100% with either of them, but I mean, both of them had really good points. I mean, they weren't just sort of random choosing something, and which was ridiculous, right? I do believe that MAGA's gone a little bit off the rails since that time, but it's just me. Actually, it's probably not just me; it's probably a lot of people. But what can you do? I do think there's still some very legitimate causes, that they have that they're trying to champion. Now, I guess what I say when I say that I think MAGA's a little bit off the rails is I'm seeing MAGA leading into Project 2025. And what I see in Project 2025 is a very strong desire to put women back in their place, to control women, and to go backwards decades at least and have men back in charge again. Okay, so that's what I really don't like about MAGA. But I know, in fact, that I'm mischaracterizing the opinions of some of the people who feel themselves to like MAGA. So, what's going on there? Well, a couple of things. So, I mean, the first thing is neither is complete. We tend to look at one issue and then we want to make a big noise about that one issue and we want to change that one issue. But that ignores all the other issues. There are so many genuine issues that are being ignored if you just focus on your one issue. And often, if you do focus on that one issue, then it can actually cause, a lot of trouble in other ways. Like, there's going to be a lot of problems if Project 2025 gets in and, for instance, they ban abortion throughout the whole country and they severely restrict birth control. That's going to be a big problem. And I'm not just saying for women. And I'm not just saying for Democrats either. That's going to be a big problem for everybody. But that is on their agenda. And I know that President Trump is saying that he never heard of Project 2025, but that's just not true. I mean, there's plenty of evidence out there. And even if he didn't, even though we know he did, but let's say he didn't, Project 2025 is going to take over. They're going to take over one way or another if he gets in, because they already have a very clear plan of who is going to be in charge of what. And I'm pretty sure that President Trump is going to appoint those people, since they're the people he was relating to in his first term. So let's not be too naive here. On the other hand, yes, I agree with some of the things that MAGA says. So what can we do? Well, the way I see it is that if we are all complaining on both sides, or all different sides, we're complaining about something, we're feeling that we're not heard, it's because we are meant to be living in a different way. We're ready to upskill. We are ready to live in a different world. So we're seeing the problems with the world that we have, and we're each seeing from our own viewpoint. But we're all right, in a way. And the solution, though, has to be a much bigger step than we may be thinking. A step that incorporates all the things that people feel frustrated about. A step that enables us to live in a, much more freely, and to participate much more freely, if we want, in, universal decisions. And most people probably don't want to, just, let me live my life, and that's fine, as long as things are sort of chugging along and government doesn't turn up and try to tax away all my money, and the corporations don't try to increase prices all the time and buy up houses so that they can put the rent, double the rents or triple the rents, which has happened. Right. So as long as we're not, our freedom isn't sort of interfered with too much, then I think most of us are quite happy to just, live our lives. But we're different. We have the internet. We can communicate with each other. We used to have really nice air travel. We still have air travel, but it's not really nice anymore because most of the focus of the airline is how to make a profit. So then they squeeze in as many people as possible as they can into, the back of the planes where the regular folks usually sit, and they try to entice more and more people to go into business class or first class. And so air travel is not fun anymore. But it can be, because technologically we are beyond that. We're beyond the way that we're thinking right now. But we're not really focusing enough on putting our resources into it. Actually, there are, our billionaires are focusing on putting research into space travel, transportation, right? So, I mean, I don't mind what Elon Musk is doing. I actually like some of the stuff he's doing. I just don't think he should be paid, what was it, $49 billion that he requested last year for wages? I don't think so. Why should he have that? I mean, I'm okay with corporations having a load of money, and obviously a corporation is going to need a lot of money if they're investing in space travel and so on. But I'm not okay with an individual having control over, what's he got, $250 billion these days? That is not good. There's no reason for that. There's a lot more people who can do a lot of good things without all of us having to go through just one or two almost trillionaires, okay? All right, so anyway, the point is we have to learn how to use the internet to communicate. We have to learn how to use all our technological progress to serve the needs of the people and what we desire. We desire free, cheap and easy travel. We would love to be able to talk to the women in Afghanistan and help to inspire their lives a little bit and teach them English and just teach them regular stuff, which they are not allowed to access right now because they're women. We would love to be able to influence people all over the world and be influenced by people all over the world. And we can. We have that technological capacity. But we are not living in that way. We're still letting a few people, many usually with backward thinking worldviews, control how we live. So this, I think, is the best thing about women. They do care about each other. They can make relationships, and they really want to do that. Much more, they're not looking to control people anywhere near as much as the male paradigm. So trust the women a little bit, okay? Trust us to be able to move things forward in a way that will benefit all of us. Anyway, the main thing is things are not working because we're not thinking big enough. We're not thinking in a way that is commensurate with our capacity and our ability and our technology. Our capacity to love is not up there yet. We need to live according to that capacity to love and care for each other. Thank you.